got that G, got my nullos. I'm just saying. We pull up to the scene, they be filled with jealousy. If a bitch get
stop
finicky, she gon' bring the energy. I hit a phone with a
3, 2, 1, action.
Dear light.
I got chills that multiply.
So hello, I'm Saudi and I'm back for another video and I hope you guys are having a good time. Welcome to my channel, to my child. Honey, I was over here minding my business as usual, doing my stuff. So you guys know I'll be looking like this, but doing my stuff because I know how the world is. And then Nick with the hands, honey, we know he used those hands. Woo, and he's good to look at. So for some reason, authentic Thai green curry featuring Uncle Roger. Let's see what he did this time, because the last time the food he did, I was like, you ain't putting that in my mouth, because girl, them bloody meat water, I was like, ooh child, I'm over here in the east, but girl, you have to be California. I know Californians, they have a lot of vegans, so when I saw that meaty water, I was like, guys, that looks like cannibalism. I don't want to say the C word, but you guys know it. Well, let's see how this came out. Lord have mercy.
A little bit cloudy.
Okay.
Disgusting. Uncle Roger was understandably and justifiably a bit disappointed in it. Or
yeah, the meaty water, girl.
We made fried rice, and Uncle Roger actually said he was impressed.
Those hands.
Give me the uncle title, which I guess
those hands.
Your dish is perfect. He was upset that I'd used leftover rice instead of making my own.
Not the rice, it's the bloody meaty water.
In a rice cooker, because that's the only way Uncle Roger knows how to make rice himself. Fortunately for you, Uncle Roger, today I'll be using this rice cooker. Today, I'll be making an authentic Thai green curry, or Gengkyu Wan. I nailed that. And I have to say, Thai cuisine has become one of my favorites. A good warm bowl of Thai curry over rice is one of the best things out there, especially when made fresh. So what we're gonna do today. The base of any Thai curry is the paste, and for that, we need a lot of traditional ingredients that you can't just get anywhere. Let's head to an Asian market to grab some ingredients.
Oh, he always goes to an Asian market first before getting his stuff done.
This place has it all, and you might remember us going there for the ramen video. I figured we'd go visit again since this is our third and theoretically final time to try to impress Uncle Roger. In fact, before we get to the store, I want to show you a quick little video that Uncle Roger sent me for some advice, because he knows how hard he knows how badly I want to impress him.
Hello, nephew Nick. You tried to impress Uncle Roger.
Oh, wow. You went that far.
So close. Maybe this third time it will work. I hear you want to make Thai green curry. Hiya, it's quite difficult. But if you want to make it good, make sure you use pestle and mortar. And don't be like Jamie Oliver. Please use
Jamie
more
girl,
than
you are
3
fucks.
Nephew Nick, I know you have 30 mind, so no spanking this time.
We love his dirty mind though.
You can do some pound.
Provided it's not just for the food, but it's for his partner also.
This is your last chance to impress me. Good luck!
Uncle Roger, today will be the day I finally impress you. Not gonna lie, I'm always very excited to go into this place because it has it all. Manny, right as we walk in, why is there a woman on this bottle? What is going on here?
Wait, honey! That I should be posing like this with the girl. Okay now.
We have searched everywhere.
I'm not complaining at all.
We're gonna use these as
but wow.
So, we got every ingredient we need except for Thai eggplants. But we just found another Thai market that has Thai eggplants instead of Japanese. We've got the proper ones. So what use is this Japanese eggplant to me anymore? So again, the final ingredient
This guy is so
weird. Very small store.
I'm not gonna say it, bro.
We got everything. Let's go make Thai green curry. Who would have thought that after going to that massive store, we'd find the Thai eggplants, the last ingredient we needed, in this tiny, tiny, almost gas station-like market.
Oh!
Did you just hit a sign? Manny, the sign is still shaking from when you hit it. I don't like that sign. We're headed back to the kitchen. Manny did just crash right into a sign, trying to walk backwards and film. You guys, toss a thank you to Manny in the comments below. He does it all for you. I am proud to say that in the city of Boston, we have just found every single authentic ingredient to make a Thai green curry.
He's here in Boston?
Of our dreams, and also impress the man that's impossible to impress, Uncle Roger himself. We are back and we have all the ingredients necessary to make the perfect Thai green curry.
I thought he was in California.
And how happy I am to have found these Thai eggplants. Like many of the
I thought he was in California. I didn't know he was here in Boston.
I feel honored and excited to be able to cook with them. Without further ado,
It's getting hot in this sweater dress. Let me turn on the fan real quick.
let's get started.
Now it makes sense.
To begin our paste, we're going to first toast off 1 teaspoon of cumin and 1 teaspoon of coriander. Toasting is really going to start to bring out that flavor, and in my opinion, it is a necessary step to make the perfect curry.
Wait,
to me,
that
this is
pan
one of
does
those
not look like they've used it
that's such a
before.
simple added step, but
Looks
really
familiar.
elevates your dish from here all the way up to here. And the smell,
Wait,
don't
it's
even get me
Boston?
started on this.
I thought
Now,
it was in
to our paste,
California.
We're going to be using a mortar and pestle and grinding this
I
by
thought
hand.
people-
First, in we go
In
with our
Boston,
cumin
I'm
and
like-
coriander, and we'll follow this with a
I
tablespoon
thought
of
all
white
these YouTubers are in
peppercorns. Our general
California
rule of
and I
thumb
was
is
the
that
only
we're
one
gonna start
here.
with the harder ingredients in here to get those into a
Especially
finer
these big
paste, and then
ones.
gradually working those softer ingredients throughout the paste. To begin, let's grind these up.
He said Boston,
Once we
right?
grind it into a fine powder like this, we're ready to add that next
I would not
ingredient,
believe this. My
lemongrass.
landlord would be like,
Now
Lord have
into our
mercy,
mortar
that
we go
knife.
with 2 stalks of chopped lemongrass.
Oh,
Immediately,
lemongrass
I'm going to
smells
grind
so
again because
good.
of how fibrous and hard that lemongrass is. When we're eating this later, we don't want to have a bunch of fibrous stalks that we're chewing on. This paste has to be nice and finely ground. Now it's time to prep our next few ingredients. This here is galangal. And at this point, we have to
galangal.
chop up this, peel off some of that lumpy kaffir lime zest, and separate out about 7 or 8 cloves of garlic.
honey. I'm shocked that he's here in Boston. I'm
As you can
shocked.
probably tell just by looking at it, this isn't exactly the easiest ingredient to find. But this is in the
But it
ginger and
makes sense,
turmeric
though.
family,
Boston
and
have a
as
lot
you
of
cut it open,
fruits.
the aroma does remind you a little bit of ginger. But it also gives a really strong smell of pine, almost just like a Christmas tree.
Don't
Something
add
the
me
fragrance
bitches.
also has
Oh,
hints of
no.
menthol. Into
Oh,
our
hell
mortar,
no.
I'll add 3 ounces of galangal, 3 ounces of kaffir lime zest, and between 6 and 8 cloves of garlic, depending on their size. And of course, whenever we add garlic or onions, we can't forget to add a little salt. Once again, we grind.
Where did they get the salts from? I always love
This part here
Epsom
really
salts.
is a difficult
All these other
process.
salts are
I've
like,
been grinding this now for about 10 to 12 minutes, and it looks like this. Going by hand with a mortar and pestle, this is about as fine as you're going to get it. Really, you want to start releasing those aromas, those liquids, those oils, and when you start to see that moisture, and it turns more from a fibrous mess to a paste, that means you're on the right track. Now it's time to crank up the heat a little bit. It's time to go in with however many Thai green chilies you want. And as you can see, I left the seeds in there. I'm getting a lot better with spice lately. If you'd like, you can also add a few of these red
Add
chilies.
a lot of
I'm just gonna
these.
add 1 or 2 because I want to keep this a very nice ingredient.
1 or 2?
And now, before we grind that up, we want to go with about a
Well,
half cup
that's
of
a
cilantro stems. Don't waste your cilantro stems. This stuff right here is gold. Now, once we ground this all
I
up,
love
what you're looking at
spices.
right here is Thai basil.
Oh, yeah.
This is no ordinary basil. This stuff right here is the best of the best basil. The smell is so much more powerful. Everything about Thai basil is amazing. And if you haven't had it before,
It's
I
good to
urge you
look
to
at,
try to
okay?
find it somewhere. This stuff will elevate any dish in the kitchen. Whether it's chicken or a caprese salad, sub in some Thai basil, and it'll go like this. I'll go in with 1 cup of my beautiful Thai basil, trying to keep out those stems if I can. Then 1/2
Why
cup
didn't
of
you
these
just
dried
wash
kaffir lime
and prep
leaves,
that
which have an
first before?
extraordinarily potent smell and happen to be the single ingredient that reminds me
wash
most
that?
of Thai cuisine. And
Hold
finally,
on.
to finish up this paste, I'll go with
Did he wash that stuff or... Oh my god, don't tell me that it's just the way it was from the market. Because whenever I go to the market, when I get this stuff, I still have to wash them. That stuff looks... And then peel them and put them in a... You know, in a bowl before... Okay.
with about 5 chopped Thai shallots, and optionally just a tiny touch of this shrimp paste. Easily
I'm so
released
scared with him, I can't put
with
anything
the
past
but
him,
just
though.
like fish sauce, which we'll add later, it adds depth to the overall flavor of this dish.
Oh.
And one last time, we pound. We're gonna take it to pound time.
I hope you have the energy to be pounding. Just don't say this word. Some people can speak,
Once our
can
paste
talk
is done,
about
you
it,
can
but
see
they
that we've
can...
released that moisture and then it's become nice and smooth. I have been pounding for about an hour. And I'm just going to be completely honest with you. If you want to make this recipe at home and you want to do it by hand, it's going to take a long time. And you're going to have to pound as hard as you possibly can for probably close to an hour. All jokes aside, at this point, it's time to set aside our curry paste.
I'm not doing this with you guys.
Recipe, and it is a beautiful, smooth curry paste that we've worked hard to achieve. Now, it's time to let our rice cooker get to work. We do want to rinse off our rice first, and here I have Thai jasmine rice.
Oh, that's that pot.
Until the water runs clear. If you're cooking rice, make sure you always wash it off. Just like toasting off that cumin and coriander.
Just like you should have washed your meat.
It's a simple and easy step that a lot of people skip, yet it makes all the difference. Once we've rinsed off that rice, into our rice cooker it goes. To know how much water to add, we'll use the classic finger method. I'm going to place this finger sitting right atop our rice, and once that water hits the first notch on my finger, we know it's ready to cook. Now, it's time to cook our rice.
He flips that hand so much you just want to suck on the fingers.
The woman I'm trying to become would draw no satisfaction from this at all. Fortunately, I'm not that woman just yet.
Like
Kitchen, and that's why it's time to
see
break
the
down
lot in your
chicken
face.
right. I'll make this short, simple, and sweet, but this will allow us to get the nicest cuts of chicken for our Thai green curry. To begin, I like to slice in on the skin between each of the legs. And once that's complete, we can simply crack up on both legs and separate the bone right out of the socket. Listen to the pop on the other side.
So
now we can separate off both of those legs, and what you're looking at right here is both thigh and drum. We'll be using those thighs today for some very tender meat. To separate out our thigh, we feel for that joint between the thigh and the drum, and we chop straight through. As you can see, one perfect drum,
not
one
saying
perfect
nothing.
thigh. Now for the wings,
I'm not saying it out loud.
and set them aside for whatever you like. Now once again, we'll break that joint, then cleanly trim off those wings.
Wow.
You can tell we've done a good job butchering it at this point
so
by the fact that
shocked.
the skin is covering up the boobies. To finish things off, we just
Then
need
he
to
must be
remove
living in the
both of them.
suburbs.
Set that carcass aside for later use.
It has to
and
be in
that
the
right there is
suburbs
a
then.
perfectly butchered chicken. 2 breasts, 2 drums, 2 wings,
Like
and
need
2
them or
thighs.
new
For our
them?
purposes today, we'll be using both the breasts and the thighs. You can't forget the breasts.
Or Burlington? I'm just trying to imagine what part of Boston he lives in. Like Boston.
After that long hour wait, here's our beautiful white rice. And it even comes with a free facial.
So he's there in the East Coast. Wow.
Now just before we start assembling our curry, I've also decided to make a nice basil oil by simply blanching and then cold shocking some basil that will ultimately be able to drizzle over our final dish. In addition to some color that'll add a nice
All this for
flavorful
one
Thai
food?
basil pop. It's time
I would
to
have
put
given up a
everything
long
together
time ago,
and
I'm
it doesn't take long. For a
sorry.
pan, you can use a wok, but I'm going to use this beautiful wide pan here such that you can see everything that's going on much easier. To start, I'll go with just a bit of water, immediately
I would have given
followed
up a
by
long
a
time ago.
beautiful homemade curry
That's
paste.
water?
Once
It
we've
looks
brought
like
that to a
oil.
boil, we'll add up our chopped, diced, bite-sized chicken, chopped and diced. I don't know why I said both of those at the same time. Cut. Followed by just a few more
See?
chopped
That's how
leaves.
long
But make
it's
sure they're the nice,
taking.
large, and intact ones, because you want to be able to dig these out later. You're not going to want to chop down on one of these. Next,
Okay, this is not
oftentimes
just
people
a
will
meal,
use
though.
coconut milk for this, but you actually want to use coconut cream so that the oil doesn't separate. I mean, just look at this thick, beautiful coconut cream right here. All of that goes into our curry. I mean, tell me that doesn't look good. At this point, we're really adding one thing after the next. And now it's time to toss in these eggplants.
Oh my God, I've not seen those in forever.
Along with some chopped red peppers for some color, and if you're not worried about things being too spicy, a few more red chilies. Now to sweeten things up a little bit, I want to add a touch of my palm sugar, a very traditional sweetener that would be used in Thai cooking. A few splashes of fish sauce, but not too much.
I'm not saying any stuff because I'm guilty of sugar and honey in my
and another little
food.
pinch of salt.
Okay, those salt you guys have to add more. Please, we need more flavor,
Once we've
more
brought this
taste.
to a boil, we're nearly there. I'm going to add in just a
Pinch
bit
of
more Thai
salt.
basil, as well as some freshly cut red pepper that's going to be nice and crisp for that texture. And once I've tasted that green curry,
You're lying,
and
girl.
made sure that
Pinch
all
of
those
salt like
seasonings are
that.
perfect, we are ready to serve this over rice. To plate our Thai green curry, I'll start with just some of my rice, which has been very lightly seasoned with just
That's
salt,
so-
as well
that's
as just a little bit of oil. I don't want the rice taking away from the flavor of the green curry. Next, I'll come in with my knife.
When I put the food in my mouth, I'll know if it tastes nice or not, because sometimes food can look so good, but when you taste it, you're like, oh, where is the salt? You need more seasoning, more. That pinch of salt. Ooh. You know what? I'd rather my stuff is salty than I add honey or sugar to it to, you know, balance it out, than have practically pinch of salt. This is why whenever I go out and eat with people, they always have salt in the middle, just in case you need more seasoning. Well, that's why I don't go
Take
out.
hot green curry and put it right over the top of that rice.
This is a lot
Everybody
of work
watching,
for one
I cannot
food, though.
even begin to describe to you the smells that are coming off of this pan right now. The amount of effort that goes into a dish like this is more than worth it. We'll finish this entire dish off with some of our beautiful light green basil oil, which I must say I'm equally proud of. And this here is an authentic Thai green.
I would have drank water by now.
And I'm going to be completely honest. Mandy took so long to set up the front camera that I've already been eating this thing, and it is fantastic. As you all know, I'm a huge fan of the term I've coined, the well-rounded bite. So I'll get one of everything on this spoonful right here and dive in. This is just the kind of food that makes me happy.
When I taste it, I will know if it tastes right, but a lot of effort.
It's not fancy. There's no gold on this plate. There's no over-the-top.
A lot of effort to get this
ugly, but who cares? This little dish right here.
I didn't know he's there in Boston.
Took us just about the entire day. And you know what? I'd do it again 100 times over. We've got the perfect amount of heat from our chilies. Each grain of rice is cooked to perfection. All those toasted spices have given us the perfect foundation. Words cannot even describe how well this Thai eggplant complements the whole dish, let alone what one of these things tastes like. It's the perfect bite of eggplant every time. Soft,
eggplant don't taste
a little bit clear on the skin in a really nice, crisp way. And that amazing paste that we spent so long working on today is what brings the whole thing together. Topped off, of course, with the basil oil. That may look to be a good amount of extra effort, but might just be my favorite part about eating this dish. That bright and vibrant basil oil coats your whole mouth as you take each bite. I've tried many times now to impress Uncle Roger. I failed once and I did better the second time. But here's the thing. I am so incredibly happy and grateful with how delicious this Thai green curry tastes that
It's good to look at.
Yeah. That I'm trying to earn that uncle title from.
I'll see you guys soon in the next video. What do you all think? He's good to look at. He uses his hands. He has sexual innuendos, which I love, which means he's a freak. But sometimes people talk a lot, but when it's time to deliver, they are just flat. So I hope he's not that type. He's the type that can back his words up. But who knows? He's dating someone, so that means he must be backing it up. I'll see you guys soon in the next video. What do you all think? Let me know in the comments. All that for one food? One food. I don't think that stuff was salted enough. Something tells me that's the thing. You have to taste it to know how it tastes. But he's amazing. I have to be honest. Well,
What you leaving for when my night is yours?
ooh.
Just a little more, don't go yet. Cause I'm loving myself real good. Did you guys hear that? I'm scared. In a way that you never could.